All right, I don't know what just happened there, guys. I'm really sorry. It got really super glitchy, and I think I lost a bunch of you, so I just am starting over. Sorry, guys. Okay, the part 2. I don't know where I got cut off or where it, so I'm just going to start with the whole second thing. Whew, guys, we are going to make it through this. So I just spent a whole lot of time talking about just be who you are. Don't be somebody else. Don't try to sound like somebody else. Don't try to be Brianne Kerr. Don't try to be Angela Roper. Don't try to be Lauren Brooks. Don't try to be Mascara Molly. Don't try to be any of those people. Be whoever you are. Whatever your personality is, be that, okay? And if you have to take the time to find that, go and find it. When us leaders say, hey, watch the leaders, watch the people who've been successful, do as they do, we don't mean become them. We mean watch them and take what they're doing and make it your own, okay? Make it your own. Make it sound like you. Make it look like you. Make it be who you are, okay? That's what we mean when we say watch the leaders and do as they do. But it needs to be you. It needs to be authentic and it needs to be genuine because people will trust that. They're not going to trust you. They're not going to trust your business if it doesn't sound like you. Okay? That's important. Now, the flip side of this is part 2. Okay? I just spent all that time talking about being yourself. All right? And yet, the other side of this is that when you run your business and when you start your business, you have to be open and willing to changing who you are. I just said it. I did. So that's really controversial sounding. What do I mean by that? Okay. What I mean is this. Sometimes the person we are when we start our businesses is not the person who's going to be successful. Sometimes we bring to our business when we start a negative mentality, a negative attitude, a can't do it, don't want to do it, refuse to do it. I can't do it because of this, I can't do it because of this, or this is getting in my way, or this is stopping me, or I complain a lot, or I'm super negative. Sometimes that's the person we are when we show up, when we start our business. And if that's the person we are when we show up and we start our business, we have to be willing to change. We have to be willing to grow and change our mindset and change our mentality and change fundamentally how we look at the world. Okay, I'm not saying you have to change your personality and that you have to have a different personality and you have to have different interests and you have to have a different sense of humor. That's not what I mean. What I mean is you have to be willing to change your worldview. You have to be willing to change how you view problems. You have to be willing to change how you view difficult situations. You have to be willing to change how you view success and how you get to success. All right? If you are somebody who is really very negative, and a lot of times negative people aren't aware that they're negative, okay? So if you think you might be, but you're not really sure, ask somebody to be brutally honest with you and be willing to receive that, okay? Because negative people do not attract business. Negative people repel business. Nobody wants to do business with somebody who is super, super negative. You have to be willing to spend that time on personal development. And really and truly, here's what I'm going to tell you. Every single successful leader, okay? If you look at every Black status leader we have within Unique, every single one of us is drastically different. Brianne Kerr and I, not the same person, okay? Super different. Amber Voigt and I, night and day different, all right? There's what, like 159 of them? If you put them all in a room, they are so different. They all have different personalities. We all have different sense of humors and really and truly different personalities. We all are different and yet true to ourselves in our business, okay? But here's what we all have in common. The mindset and the worldview. We have that in common, okay? It's one that is positive. It is one that is solution oriented. It is one that sees problems as like, no problem. We just deal, you know, we don't let those things stop us. We don't let those things drag us down. We don't let those things stop our business. Okay. We might call, you know, a friend up on the phone and be like, oh man. But fundamentally we keep on going one foot in front of the other. That is the one thing that from being a Black status presenter for the short amount of time I've been a Black status presenter, that is what I know. Every single one of us is different. Every single one of us is true to our personality. And every single one of us, however, has the same mindset about leadership, about problems, about success, okay? That is what we have in common. Now, You ask Amber Voigt and everybody's like, Amber Voigt hit black status in 3 months. And she's like, no, it took me 10 years to hit black status. Because the person she was when she first showed up to direct sales was a complainer and a blamer and somebody who did not take responsibility for her business and for her success. And it took her 10 years of personal development to grow into the person that would hit black status in 3 months. Okay, you look at me, it took me 16 months and oh, well, whatever. But guess what? It's taken me my whole life of, being really interested in personal development and reading inspirational books and inspirational quotes and how to be a better leader and leadership opportunities and being a teacher and training and educate. It's taken me time to become the person, to become the leader with the right mindset to get where I wanted to be, which is super successful. Okay. Every single leader, if you ask them to really think about their life leading up to the point that they became really successful, you will probably hear them talk about areas in which they've learned, areas in which they've grown and learned how to be better at what they're doing and how to be a better leader and how to be a better business person. You don't have to have I do not have a business degree, guys. I have a history degree and I taught Latin. Okay. Business is like the furthest thing from my mind, and yet it can be learned. Okay. So be true to yourself in your business, be true to your personality, be true to your sense of humor. Don't try to be exactly what somebody else is. Be yourself. Be who you are, because who you are is just the right person to run your own business, okay? Nobody else can run your business the right way except for you, all right? So you run your business in your way with your personality. However, okay, be willing to change. If you're negative, if you tend to make excuses a lot, tend to blame a lot of I'm not successful because my sponsor doesn't do enough. I'm not successful because of the back order. I'm not successful because of this. I'm not successful because of that. If that is where you tend to get stuck, okay, then you're not going to be successful, number one, because you keep telling yourself you're not going to be successful, and two, because you need to be willing to change. You need to be willing to change your mindset, change your attitude, change your worldview, okay? Be who you are and your awesome personality and all of it. And also be willing to change your mindset and your attitude to adapt to your business, to adapt to a successful mindset, to adapt to a success-driven, mentality. Yeah, I think that's what I got. That's what I got, you guys. Being true to yourself is super important. And also being willing to grow and change is super important. Some people are like, well, I can't, I'm staying true to myself. And so they continue complaining all over Facebook and vague booking and being super negative. And they do that in the name of being themselves. And that's not really how it works. Okay, who you are is your interests and the things you think are funny and the things you think are interesting and the things, how you just are. This is me, man. What does not have to be you is negativity. That doesn't have to be you. Nobody is stuck in negative. All right. You weren't just born and you were either positive or negative. That's not really how it works. You can change that. And that is something that is crucial to success in business as well. Be who you are and be willing to change. Go because I think it's glitching out again, but I hope this is good. Thank you, Brittany, for having me. I am so sorry for the technical difficulties, you guys. I am so sorry. Thank you for having me. If you have any questions, reach out to me on Facebook, Lauren Brooks, and I'll see you guys. Bye.